Because the recording started, let me hi again. Hi everyone. I'm Payman. I'm the TA for this course. I will share a screen so we can keep it up. Okay. I think now you can see my screen. Well, let's go. This is the first week of the tutorials. In this week, we're gonna go how to code in Python and where to code it. And I know that your first assignment, which is assignment 0, I guess, that it's not gonna be marked, but it is still an assignment. You should do a virtual environment, I guess, and install some packages. We're gonna do that in this session. So just keep it up. First, Google Colab. Anybody here knows Google Colab? I guess some of you may know. Do you know it?
I think some of us, yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. Google Colab is a website that's the Happy Google does that for us, and it's a very cool environment that you can code Python in it. Like here, it's my first tutorial that I'm gonna show you. It's in Google Colab, and it's a Jupyter notebook. I hope you are familiar with Jupyter notebooks that are an environment to code Python in it, and it makes some tasks easier, like for data scientist stuff and the things like machine learning stuff, deep learning. And for this course, I really recommend to use Google Colab because it has GPUs, it is faster, you don't use your computer, it's easy, shareable, blah, blah, blah. So if you don't know Google Colab, just go to this website or search Google Colab. In this tutorial, I'll gonna post this link to you, which is my GitHub. And in week 1, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Jupyter notebooks that it's better for you to open it yourself. And well, where's the chat? Okay. I guess you have it right now. You can open it, and these are some Jupyter notebooks, like for example, this. Wait. Okay. You can just copy this and go to your Google Colab and file, open notebook, and from GitHub, and do what you want. You can open it and run the code yourself, like interactive things in this tutorial. So if you don't know Google Colab, you should. I highly recommend it. Another thing, where you should code Python, I recommend PyCharm. And what is PyCharm? PyCharm is an IDE for coding Python in it. And well, I think it's the best IDE out there. So maybe you say that, okay, this is I don't want to pay for IDEs. I'm for students. No worries, because it is free for students. I got you. And you can just go to this link, free educational licenses. And if you have any university email, that will be free for you. So go to this website, PyCharm, and install PyCharm for Ubuntu and Linux. It has, I think you can see this nice toolbar that makes everything easy for updating, installing the things. And well, it's very cool. And if you want to code in your computer system, I recommend this. But overall, don't use your computer, just code in Google Colab. It's way easier. And don't forget to install pip. What is pip? Pip is something that you should have when you have Python. If you want to install packages in your computer, you should have it. For Ubuntu, just I paste you a link here, and you can use these codes to install pip. Okay, and let's go. The final slide is about virtual environment that we discussed later. Okay, so let's go. Open your Google Colab if you want to run the code with me, and just open this Jupyter notebook in it. So let's go. I should suppose that you don't know nothing about Python, so maybe it's a little bit boring, but I should start from scratch. But in the later sessions, like week 2, week 3, the tutorials will be more like NLP. So what is Python? Python is a programming language. The hello world is like this, easy peasy. It's the easiest, I guess, programming language ever. You just run this, run. Okay. Just print hello world and it does it. Variables in Python, super easy. Just name it. A equals 11, B equals 3, and float. A equals 3.5, or C equals in a string. It does everything for you. And if you run it, you'll see the results. If you want to get an input from a user, just use input and give me a number like, well, 72. Okay, that's it. And a thing that some of the students don't use it is to use the formats. It makes you printing stuff way more easier than not using it. You just use these when you want to put your strings. Use formats. Type of A. What was A? A was an integer. A2 was in float, and input is in a string. And you can see it. Type A is class int, type 2 is class float, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's practice time. It's for you. If you don't know Python, do these practices. You can learn a little bit. And if class. I guess most of you know if class because you should know some other programming languages. If you don't know Python, it's way more easier here, just if, and the thing you want to check if it is true or false, like if 5 is more than 2, less than 2, and or. Just easy as this. Okay, there's an elif, which means else if and else. This is the code for it. This is another practice time. And finally, the loops. Okay. Python have something called range. And in range, you can say that from 3 to 7. And if you want the step to be like 2, you say range 1 to 8, step 2. It's 1, 3, 5, so on. Okay. There's another thing, while loop, and I guess most of you should know what is while. And this is the same as the first one here. This is with for, and this is with while. Okay. These are some practices, like easy peasy practices. If you don't know Python, you can just do these practices to know super elementary stuff. This was the first part. Let's go for the second part. Second part. If you know Python, you know what are lists, and you may know it's, I guess, the most important thing in Python. If you know lists well, you can do stuff easier. Because Python, do you know the word Pythonic? It means that Python have some functions in it that you can do stuff easier, and lists are one of the most Pythonic things in Python. So let's see what are lists. Lists are a list of things that it can be anything. Like numbers, strings, numbers and strings, numbers, strings, functions together, anything you can be in just one list. And here are like many examples of this here. And type of list is list. And what is len? If you want to get the length of a list, you can do just this, print len my list. Okay, this is very cool. If you want to loop through a list, you don't need to do for or while. You can just for I in a list and it do it for you. Okay, practice time. You can do it yourself. And okay, if you want to access an index in a list, just number it. Like here, Apple, number, string, what is the 2? 0, 1, 2, cherry. It prints cherry. And you know that if you want to access the elements backward from the end to the start, you can use minus an index, like -2, -1, -2, cherry. It prints cherry. So if you want to get a list from a specific part of a list, like from 5 to the end, from 1 to the 7, from start to the third place, you can just use this. This is the Pythonic word that I just told you, just easy as this. Okay, and you can do it in step with it, 1 to 8 with a step of 2. It goes like one step more. And well, change the items. Just the index, like new list, index of 1, and change a new thing that you want to replace with it, and it does it for you. Not as hard as Java and this. Okay, you can. This is very cool. This is very cool. Maybe you need it. You can put a list in a list as easy as this, like new list from this to this, and the new list, it will add the whole thing for you. And this is a practice time. Anything else? Okay, okay. If you want new things, add new things to the list, what should you do? The name of the list, your list, append the thing that you want to add. But if you want to insert it in the middle of the list, what should you do? Use insert. Insert in the index 2, the new thing that you want to add. As easy as this. Okay, you can add 2 lists together. If you have 2 lists, you want to combine these 2, just add it with a plus sign. Okay, and if you want to remove a thing from your list, use delete, DEL, and it will delete it for you. Okay, and this is practice time. Okay, the list is finished. Let's go for the third tutorial. Leave it, yeah, of course. These are the data structures. If you don't know these, you should. You really should. Okay, tuples. What are tuples? Tuples are like lists with just one differentiate, like it can be changed. It can be changed. If you have a list, you can add new things in it. You can change the variables, this thing and this thing that. With tuples, you can't. You may ask, okay, so why do we need tuples? Tuples are less memory consuming. That's why. If you don't want to change anything and you have a big data, like big list of numbers, it's better to use tuples. Sets. This is very important. It is very useful, especially in NLP, because what are sets? Sets are like a list that doesn't have any duplicates. In a set, you can have 2 ones or 2 cats. Why do we need it in NLP? Because you want to count the number of the words, how many words, different words are in it. You don't want to count the duplicates and these things. You need lists a lot, sets a lot. So you have a list with duplicate things like 3 ones, 2 cats. Just set it, set that list, and it will be unset. And you can see this like this. And you can do many things with list. Add to list. Okay. I did something wrong. Add to list together. Sorry. Okay. um, this logical thing like ending or not in both sets, in both sets, in the first one but not in the second, and that's it. Dictionaries. What are dictionaries? If you code it in other programming languages but not in Python, you may heard of like maps, hash maps, and these things. This is something familiar, similar to that. So dictionaries are like dictionaries. What are dictionaries? You have a word and you have a description of it, and this is like that. You can have in a list, the index are numbers, but here the index are objects. You can have strings, numbers, tuples in it, and here it's a telephone dictionary. Jack, the number is this. Matt, the number is this. And if you print it, you can see the dictionary. If you want to access the numbers, you use the key. We call these keys and the numbers values. If you want to delete it, as easy as that. Okay, because I deleted before. Okay. And if you want to do an for loop in a dictionary, just as easy as this Pythonic thing. You do the dictionary dot items. It will split the keys and the values for you, and you will do a for loop. Print k means keys and values, and I printed this. Okay, haha. Finally, the boring part ended. So Google Colab, if you're not familiar with it. In Google Colab, many things are easier for you. Why? Because most of the things are pre-installed in it. In your first assignment, you should install some packages that it is written here. They're all pre-installed in Google Colab. If I run this, you won't get any error. Let's see. Okay. But if I want to import a not very famous package that it is not pre-installed, I will get an error. How should I install it in Google Colab? Use pip. You can see this here. I hope you can see this because the font, I guess, like, okay, it's bigger now. Okay, just by this, pip install Gutenberg Cleaner, it will install it. Okay, it's installed, and you can import it here. No errors. And if you want to access your Google Drive, you may have some files in it. You can use this code here. Okay. If you run it, it will be like connect to your Google Drive and Paymon and things. Okay. Let's go. But for your assignments, you can't use for your zero assignments. That is not, that won't be graded. You can't use Google Colab because you should do something like installing these packages, and you should use a virtual environment, I guess. So what should you do? You should use, I recommend PyCharm. In PyCharm, like here I have toolbar. I will click on my PyCharm. It will be open soon. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Okay. Virtual environment in PyCharm. As easy as this. File, new project. This is new project. You name it. Oops. Go up. Okay. Like week 1 tutorial. Click on this new environment using virtual environment. You have your interpreter. You're sure that the pip is installed in your Ubuntu or Windows or anything that you have. The pip, you should have pip, and you do create this window. But look, that's it. That's it. You have your virtual environment. Oh, maybe some of you asked that, what is virtual environment and why do we need it? Okay. Virtual environment because it's an um, isolated environment that you can do your stuff in it. And if you messed up anything, if you did anything wrong, it would be just wrong in the virtual environment. Your whole computer and your whole Python in the core Python won't be affected. And if you messed up anything, you can just reset your virtual environment and start again. I recommend to use virtual environments if you're coding in your computer, because some of us, like me, had bad experiences not using it. So that's it. It's an isolated, start from the beginning Python environment. So that's it. And maybe you're not a fan of the PyCharm. Okay, I don't want to use PyCharm. I'm a geek. Like, I want to use my terminal. Well, you can do the hard work and hard way, like coding in terminal. This is the documentation for the virtual environments. I won't use this. I will use the PyCharm. Easy peasy like this. I did nothing and I have my virtual environment. But if you're a geek, you can read this and do these things. Okay, but now you should install some things like packages. Here, if you this was the one, where was this? Okay. Oops, I Google Colab. These were pre-installed in its very well. Okay, before open it. Okay. In Google Colab, the packages were pre-installed, like NumPy and Jensen. Okay, but here, if I write import the thing and I run it, okay, run the main, error, we don't know any Jensen. Okay, how can you install it? 2 ways. First, not so geek way. Right click on it, show the things, install the package, and PyCharm will do everything for you. Just wait, installing. I hope you can see this down here, installing package Jensen, and it will be installed. But maybe you want to do some coding yourself. You can open terminal in here. Okay, and write pip install what you want to install, like NumPy. Okay, let us see. You can see this here, virtual environments. It is in virtual environments. If you messed up anything, it is in here. Okay, it is being installed like this. Very beautiful progress bar. Okay. I guess that's it. That's it. All you need to do for your zero number assignment is being told in this tutorial. If there's anything left out, just tell me. And if you have any questions, like you don't get a thing, you want a link, and I will post this slides in my GitHub. The same GitHub that the same place that I linked that in your chat. You can have these links that you can install things for yourself. Okay. Hey guys, any question? Anything?
Hey, I have a question. How did you want us to submit the assignment 0? Like, do you want us to take a screenshot of something, or how, like, what are we submitting to the Dropbox to show that we've installed these packages? Or do you just want like our code?
Because because it won't gonna be marked. I never thought of that, but you can just upload that into your GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just maybe a screenshot of that pip installing, because the thing is in tutorial in assignment 0 is that if you want to do the later assignments, you should do these and you should know these. So
okay.
The mark is not important. You should know these. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any questions?
I think there are questions from the chat.
Okay. Okay. So I should be here until I think 6 and like 7, I think, for the office hours. But I don't think anyone has any questions. So okay. For the office hours, it's I think 20 minutes after this. I will be in his place too, in his Zoom meeting. If anyone has any questions from the course, you can ask now or you can ask then. So any questions? No? So see you next week if you don't have any.
I have a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Abby posted it in the Teams chat, so I just wanted to reiterate. For the GitHub URL, do you want it to be the specific repo, or do you just want it to be to our username? Because the instructions said to the username, but I wasn't sure. I just wanted to confirm.
Okay. Can you repeat your question? Like
Sure. For the GitHub URL, for the GitHub URL that you want us to submit, should it be to GitHub/my username, or do you want the link to the actual repo that we're using?
Yeah, the actual repo that you're using. And there was a problem in the I think the assignments PDF, and the name of your repo was S20. It was Spring 20, and that was a wrong thing. I recommend to name it W Winter 22. But if you did that, no problem. If you did the Spring 20, nothing wrong, because the wrong was from our part. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the entire repo name changed though. Like it used to be like longer. I like did that, and then I did Winter 2022. Is that okay? Or do you want it like
2022? Okay. Nothing serious.
Okay, sounds good.
Did that, yeah.
Okay. And sorry, and my follow-up question was, for each assignment, it's supposed to be in its own folder. How do you want us to name the assignment folder itself? Like, should be A0, A1, or should it be like assignment 0? Is there a convention you want us to follow?
Okay, okay. Um, um, if you do that, it will be easier for me. Yeah. If you do that, it will be easier for me to understand and find your assignments. So
Alright, so, mhm.
that would be better. Yeah.
Alright, so name it like assignment 0
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
Alright, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any questions? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry. For the for Google Colab, when you're installing packages and stuff, like from the notebooks, is that specific to like your computer? Like, because it's not associated, or is it associated with any specific virtual environment or what?
For Google Colab, Google Colab, each Google Colab is a virtual environment. So
Like each notebook?
yeah.
Okay.
So everything that you do in here, if you reset and open another notebook and anything else, then these all will be gone. So no worries if you messed up anything. That's the beautiful part of this. And these won't affect your computer. These are in the server side of the Google.
Okay, so you need to run the pip install every time.
Every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I usually have my pip installs in the up part of my thing, and I have too many pips, like pip install so many packages. Every time that I want to run my code, when the Jupyter notebook is restarted, I run this, and it will be installed all. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Use Google Colab. It's very cool. Okay, and let me tell. If you go to runtime and change the runtime type, you can use GPU here. For machine learning, for deep learning things, when you use Keras or PyTorch, it will be faster. So that's it.
Just to confirm, though, you mentioned for assignments, like not the project, but for assignments, we shouldn't use Colab. We should do development. Like the data sets are small enough that we can just run it locally on our computer, right?
I think yeah, for the assignments, the data set will be small because yeah, we don't like to be this hard for you, like to download big data things, but still I recommend to use Google Colab. Yeah.
I have a question. So if we use the Google Colab for our assignments, do we upload the .ipynb file to our GitHub?
Yeah, but you can upload anything because just you can download both of this.
Oh, okay.
Jupyter and .py, and you should know that there's no difference between a .py and a Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook only runs it's like block by block. It can be a full .py. So nothing serious. You can download the .py and upload it if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer one or the other to be uploaded?
Well, I prefer the .py. It's easier for me to run the code, to just run it once and see if your results are right or wrong. If you upload the Jupyter notebook, I should run block by block to see. Yeah, it's
Okay,
easier
thank
for me
you.
to do that, but yeah. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. 5, 4.
I have a,
Okay, haha.
first of all, I really like your energy, so thank you for
Yeah.
that. So my question is, you keep saying that, you suggest to use Google Colab, but then for assignments, we should use our virtual environment.
Okay.
Is that
For assignments, you should use
is that right?
is it mentioned in your assignments that you should use your own virtual environment?
No. I'm not saying it's mentioned. I'm asking you because you said, for assignment 0, we should use our virtual environment instead of
Okay,
Google
okay.
Colab.
No, Google Colab is a virtual environment itself.
Okay,
So
so
for your assignments, if you want to do your assignments, first you need to know how to install packages. I just told you, not everything is pre-installed in Google Colab,
yeah.
and you should install it. For the virtual environments, if you want to do your assignments in your own computer, you better use virtual environments because bad things may happen if you don't use it. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. Just wanted to
Yeah,
make
you're welcome. Okay, countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, the first session is over. I'll be here in 20 minutes to see if there's anyone that has any questions for the office hours, but see you then. See you next week. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.